Cameron is about to break down the conflict that happens in business all the time. What do you do when you don't like the environment, but you're still winning? And considering what Cam has said about his own time around Jay-Z and Dame Dash back in the day, you can't help but wonder if some of those same feelings applied to him too.
Which Denver team will show up. But if it's the Denver of old, it's going to be a problem.
I don't know. They may have missed their window. Okay, good. But as far as Denver's concerned, with them losing this game, it gives me pause to pause, pardon me, because Bruce Brown just came back, which he shouldn't have never left, even though he left for some paper. I'm not mad at him. He got his championship. He wanted to get some paper. But to me, sometimes you have to just deal with things that you don't like when you want to win. And that's what it basically boils down to me, my personal opinion, right? We see these players that don't like their coaches, and the owner and GM picks the all-star player, not saying that they're wrong for doing it, over the coach. We've seen it with Giannis, right? He wants to get rid of his coach. He's struggling in the playoffs, hasn't been back to a championship. And we know that the Joker didn't like Mike Malone. And now we're seeing them struggle, trying to get back to a championship.
That's a
Sometimes you
good
may not
point.
sometimes you may not like what's going on, but it's about, this is a winning situation. Okay, I don't want to be here, but I'm winning, man.
And this is where I think Cam is making a really important distinction. In business, you're not always going to love the people you work with, your boss, or the way decisions get made. And that's just reality. But if the system is producing results and you're actually growing, sometimes you got to ask yourself, is this something I need to tolerate? Or is this something that is actually holding me back?
You know what I'm saying? Like Murder, even though Murder left the rap game, he may not like where he was at, but he was winning. You know what I'm saying? he
That
was
was a
winning, but
good
he said,
one.
he said,
That was a real
but
good point, Killer.
he said, but I'm out. I can't deal with the environment. It looks good, but
It
I
looks
can't be
good.
here. It looks good from the outside
No,
looking
Killer,
in, but
that's actually a great point, man. That's an
yeah,
actually great point. Like, sometimes where
yeah,
you're winning at is not the most comfortable place. But you could
right.
be very comfortable in a losing situation.
That right there is probably the biggest point of the entire conversation. Because from the outside, people only see the scoreboard. They see the money, the records, the success, the momentum, and they assume, man, why would anybody leave that? But employees experience the company completely differently from the outside world. You can have a company that's performing extremely well financially, while the people inside that company are stressed out, frustrated, or completely unhappy. And that's an important business lesson because revenue doesn't automatically equal a healthy culture.
I
Yes,
like that.
exactly.
I like that. This is good. That's something to think about. I think I preached that Sunday. That was what I was telling people. That comfort level is too high for success, man. The comfort level is too high. So that was really good what you just said.
And this is where Cam's point really starts to stand out when you put the Roc-a-fella and Bad Boy record stories right next to each other. With Cameron, you're talking about an artist who eventually had his own issues with the environment around Jay-Z and Dame Dash. Now, I'm not saying Cam is directly talking about Jay and Dame here, but when he talks about somewhere that's winning while still not wanting to be there, it's hard not to think about that part of his career. Then you have Mace and Bad Boy, where Mace was part of one of the biggest labels in hip hop history under Diddy. But there were still clearly tensions around his situation there. So you start seeing this pattern where the outside world sees the money, the hits, the success, and the big name executives, while the artists are experiencing the business from a completely different perspective.
That was brilliant, Killer. You know, every now and then you surprise me, man.
I know, man. I hope I'm making you proud, man. Pause. But anyway,
Yeah, that
this
was
is
that. You went
this is
far on
a
that one.
this is a Nick. This is a new. This is actually a new one, right? This is stat, Nick. This is a new one where nigga line step and take your credit at the same time. Like I never. This is a new one. Yeah, let me line step and take his point of view and say that I did that last week and I was upset with, and then give you credit on what he took, what he quote unquote did last. No problem. Nothing surprises me with this guy. Nothing
Line
surprises me.
step you and snatch your glory.
At the same time, man, it's amazing, man. It's amazing to see. But I think that's where Denver's at. My opinion is that as much as you didn't like Mike Malone, he was a good coach. He yelled at you. You know, people probably, we're in a sensitive era where you don't need to people don't want to get yelled at, or you don't want to get pulled out the game. I seen it the other day, right? JJ Redick pulled Luka out the game. Luka walked past him. JJ Redick trying to give him 5. He don't give him 5. JJ Redick goes to talk to him. Luka get up to get back in his face, and one of the Laker players stepped in between them because Luka was going to go say something to him as a coach. But at the end of the day, you got to realize these coaches are trying to keep their job too. Now, what is it going to boil down to? You want the coach or you want the player?
Now, this conversation is very similar to the complicated conversations we have around executives like Dame Dash and Diddy. Both of those guys had very strong personalities. They weren't necessarily trying to create environments where everybody felt comfortable at the time. But when you're evaluating a leader, you have to separate, I don't like this person's personality, from this person is bad for the business. Those aren't automatically the same thing. Dame Dash could yell. He could be confrontational. He could push people hard. But if the business is producing, the artists are developing, and the company is moving forward, there's at least an argument that the pressure is serving a purpose.
Sometimes it comes to that. Remember Murder How Brown from Philly and Iverson, not saying they equaled out the championship.
Larry Brown.
They didn't like Larry Brown. They didn't like each other. But they hated it. But the owner was like, y'all just went to a chip. Y'all are going to figure this out. And they had to stick around.
Yeah.
Didn't equal to a chip, but that may have been what they needed for that situation. So to me, that's Denver's problem right now.
And I think that's what makes Cam's point bigger than just this conversation. Roc-a-fella is gone. The bad boy we remember from his peak is gone. But the business problem Cam is talking about never went away. Every industry has people who are making money, getting results, and building something successful while quietly thinking, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So let me ask you all this. When you're winning, how much conflict should you tolerate before the environment becomes more expensive than the success? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.